Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas Jennings, and today's movie review is of Leonardo DiCaprio in the Revenant, Alejandro Iñárritu's second film to be released in a wide release. This is following in the same footsteps as Birdman with its mega hits, and now with the Revenant, it's becoming even more of a mega hit. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, as I mentioned earlier, and Tom Brady. This film is very, very brutal. I was sitting in the theater. Oh my god, the fight that happens between the CGI bear and Leonardo DiCaprio felt so real, felt so visceral, that when something happened to him, I was one of the only people squealing because of how real it freaking looked. And afterwards, you see that same stuff that happened to him, it's still on him. And that's probably its biggest strength, is that whatever happens to these characters actually stays with these characters. As far as character performances go, everyone does a fucking good job in this one. There was not even a single performance I hated, or weren't even interested in. Every single character was so great and so good in this film that I believe that this is a quintessential film of the decade. Seeing how every single performance in this movie was spot the hell on. Not only that, but the cinematography in this film is so breathtaking. It is some of the most beautiful shots I have ever seen. Like this is the if this was to be ranked as one of the if there was a list of the top 100 best cinematographies, this would be towards the top, if not the top. This has some of the most beautiful and most gorgeous cinematography, featuring snowy mountain plains, wide open shots. And oh my god, the music in this, I felt so sorry that the music did not get nominated for an Oscar, but this music, it built up the tension of a lot of the scenes that happen in this film. There are, and the music also brings out the drama of the character of John Glass, who was a real life guy, who did survive a bear maul, a mauling by a bear. And the music just builds upon his tragedy. This is a good movie. Solid characters, solid set design, the camera work, especially the camera work, could have been shit in this film. It could have been shit due to the natural lighting it was wanting to use. But because the natural lighting was so good in this film, it puts it above the top for me as one of the best movies of 2016 so far. I know it was in limited release in 2015, but I saw it in 2016, so it's part of the 2016 list. Now, is that rule going to apply to the same, to like other movies like Goonies? No. No. It doesn't work like that. If it gets a wide release in 2016, it is a 2016 movie. So that is, to me at least. So The Revenant is a top-notch film. Granted, there isn't a lot of dialogue in this film, which could be, detrimental to any film. But like I said earlier with the lighting, it works. Because there is a lack of dialogue, there is more emotions that are poured into it. The facial expressions, the little interesting details in the eyes and the mouth especially, is especially worth a note, because you can get so many good characters that don't even speak at all. There are some characters who rarely speak, like Boba Fett. Regardless of what you thought of him after Return of the Jedi, people knew back then, when Empire Strikes Back came around, that Boba Fett was a big badass of the universe, and he rarely talked. But, Return of the Jedi kind of ruined it for a lot of people. But with this movie, this is a really well-crafted film, full of great technical details, and there are loads of symbolism in this film. There is religious context, there is context of life and death, there is ancient Indian type imagery and hidden metaphors in this film that I couldn't even pick up the first time I watched this film. And I think I've seen it like 3 times already. And I'm still missing some parts of it. But this is a good film. Granted, there is some people that are complaining that it is a little bit too long, being it's almost a 3-hour film. I kind of agree with it. If they cut it down by like 15-20 minutes, I would have been fine. But it's still fine nonetheless. You know, I don't really mind running times when it's good films like this. If it's terrible films that go for 3 hours at a time, I'm looking at you, Michael Bay, with your stupid Age of Extinction going for 3.5 hours and only getting to the Dinobots in the last act of the fucking film. But whatever. The Revenant, in conclusion, guys, I really, really loved The Revenant. This is by far one of the best films I've seen in the past decade, or at least in my whole entire life of 18 years of watching films. And I've seen a lot of films. I have totally seen a lot of films. I've seen a lot of films from the bad and the good to the ugly. The good, bad, and the ugly. Haha. Film joke. Whatever. So this film gets my first 2016 Best Film of the Year. This is a Blu-ray exclusive by far, and it deserves a 10 out of 10 on my scoring. So I want to know, what did you guys think of this film? Will Leonardo DiCaprio win his Oscar after so many years of trying to become in the spotlight? We'll see, but what do you think of his situation? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, peace out, Cub Scouts.